Welcome to World Transits Today, number 47, Archetypal News Network Edition. Exploring the planetary archetypes with their changing relationships, blending consciousness research with astrology. I'm Art Granoff. Lots of transits this week, presenting numerous conjunctions in a 5-planet stellium. That's usually when 3 or more planets are in the same house or sign. Here we include Saturn in this rich field. Then midweek, the moon traveling through. Today on World Transits, it's the current transit review. 5 conjunctions operating now. Shall we tease out this matted hairdo? Unpack the individual transits? Okay, let's begin with Mercury conjunct Saturn. From mid-February to mid-March, Mercury's thinking and Saturn's strength. Mercury's about intellect and Saturn's about restriction or reinforcement. Mercury's the US Constitution, while Saturn's the structure backing its authority. Mercury with Saturn providing short to the point communications, not scholarly, flowery, or superfluous. Think of edicts, business communications, military, religious, where the point must be clear without questions. Authoritative communications, where vital information is conveyed by government or the CDC. Also poetry, selecting the right choice of words. Mercury conjunct Pluto from mid-December through the end of February, a 2.5-month transit. Mercury again, all mental activities. Pluto's energy is found in the underworld beneath the surface. Mercury learns, teaches, and communicates with Pluto about subjects of depth and intellectual curiosity, revealing psychological truths, going further by probing under the surface layer. Here's Columbo, poster boy for Mercury Pluto. Just one more thing, ma'am. Venus conjunct Mars from mid-January to the end of April, a 3.5-month transit. Venus, beauty, attraction, social engagement, sex. With Mars, force, strong will, and antagonism. Venus open, feminine, yin, with Mars commanding, masculine and yang. Here's an example from Nietzsche's view from the late 19th century. And he says, everything in woman is a riddle, and everything in woman hath one solution. It is called pregnancy. Man is for woman a means. The purpose is always the child. But what is woman for man? 2 different things wanted the true man. Danger and diversion. Therefore, he wanted the woman as the most dangerous plaything. Man shall be trained for war, and woman for the recreation of the warrior. All else is folly. Venus conjunct Pluto from mid-November last year to mid-March. It's a long 4-month transit. Venus, Aphrodite, alluring, beauty, desire. With Pluto, Dionysus, with wine, music, and ecstatic dance parties, freeing us from self-consciousness, fear, and doubt, extinguishing all restraints by letting it all hang out. Venus conjunct Pluto, sweaty, visceral love, thinking not required, sharing primal energies, who's on top and for how long. Love with Shiva, sex with Kali, sharing in Shakti, divine energy. Pluto intensifies beautiful Venus, now primed for ferocity, with animistic, diaphoretic activity. Demands may be made and welcomed. Pluto as wild beast within, with pointy teeth gaining on us, scary in the ego, just where it hurts, as we're about to collapse, get crushed to start anew. And Mars conjunct Pluto from mid-February to mid-March, a 1-month transit. Mars is insistent, emphatic, and decisive. Pluto is primal power, ferocious, spellbinding. In Stan Groff's basic perinatal matrix 3, while getting born, Pluto's the torque that impossibly propels us little beings through our mother's body. Mars Pluto, Ukraine, power play, force meets intensity, US shadow on display. Do what we say, not what we do. We place weapons right near you and it's okay. When you want us to move our weapons pointed at Moscow, that's not okay. You're not following the rules-based system where we're in charge and you listen. We tell you what to do, and that's how it is. Remember? Welcome to the Shadow from Carl Jung, and perfect description for the US Pluto return. The shadow is simply the dark side of someone's personality, and what is dark is always known only indirectly through projection. That is, one discovers his dark side as something that belongs to others, friends, relatives, etc. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. This act is the essential condition for any kind of self-knowledge, and is therefore, as a rule, meets with considerable resistance. That's from The Portable Jung, edited by Joseph Campbell. Biden has Mars Pluto, and Putin has Mars Pluto. To review Putin and Biden's similar charts in tune with current world transits, see World Transits Today, Archetypal News Network edition from January 18th. To review the current stellium from a different previous view, visit World Transits Today, Archetypal News Network edition, February 1. Also, great American literary figure, Allen Ginsberg, from Wikipedia. Erwin Allen Ginsberg, born June 1926 to April 1997, was an American poet and writer. As a student at Columbia University in the 1940s, he began friendships with William S. Burroughs and Jack Kerouac, forming the core of the Beat Generation. He vigorously opposed militarism, economic materialism, and sexual repression, and he embodied various aspects of this counterculture with his views on drugs, sex, multiculturalism, hostility to bureaucracy, and openness to Eastern religions. Ginsberg is best known for his poem Howl, in which he denounced what he saw as the destructive forces of capitalism and conformity in the United States. We see in his chart the grand trine with Mars, Saturn, and Pluto, force, control, and power. He has considerable fame as a poet. In polite society, he's cast aside for his powerful stances. Also, Moon conjunct Mars conjunct Uranus. He can be tender and bold with something new, in touch with his time, so to say. Sun conjunct Mercury, his brilliant mind illuminated by the sun. He also has Jupiter Neptune, like in the sky this year. Ginsberg has expressed his larger-than-life views regarding some inconvenient truths. The start of his poem Howl, published November 1, 1956, then banned in the United States. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn looking for an angry fix. Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connection to the starry dynamo in the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed and high sat up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats, floating across the tops of cities, contemplating jazz. And there's a lot more. On October 3, 1957, Judge Clayton W. Horn ruled the poem was not obscene. And with all that said, lots of moon this week. Let's take a look. February 26th, the moon flies through the big stellium. 26th and 27, moon conjunct Venus, Mars, and Pluto. The moon, our tender soft side, our inner feelings, emotions, fears. With Venus, Mars, and Pluto, perhaps tenderizing these intense conjunctions. Watch the moon. February 26th, it's moon conjunct Venus, Mars, and Pluto. Also February 27th. Then on the 28th, it's moon conjunct Mercury, Saturn. And March 1st, moon with Mercury and Saturn. And if that's not enough, shall we do one more? Sun conjunct Jupiter, bright sunny personality or over great. Jupiter conjunct Neptune, the big truth, larger realization or great confusion. It's the Sun conjunct Neptune, February 26 for 1 month. So it's Sun conjunct Jupiter conjunct Neptune, identifying with the big melt. Sun, the individual bright light referred to as me, symbolized by the sun. I'm going forward, fulfilling my role on life's big stage with drive, ambition, and responsibility. Or maybe full of my own internal chatter. I may get too hot and apply that heat towards you. Neptune, what's ideal, refers to the transcendent, where we're from. In Stanislav Grof's basic perinatal matrix 1, Neptune's unity, symbolized as union with mother in the good womb, where we're not quite an individual person while receiving food and a good climate for growth. You know, when we're part of something, an insider, included in a warm enclosure that either provides what we need in a harmonious relationship, or a ghostly hell where everything is wrong, the bad womb, fear with no end and no peace. Neptune as the basic drive, return to unity, blessed peace, where we melt from the inside out, offering kindness in the same degree that we're infected. Neptune's the territory we find in meditation, where we follow our breath, going in and out until we merge into light, then disappear in a pool of internal goo called paradise or home. Here on the transit timeline, we see right here all of these conjunctions. Mercury conjunct Saturn, Venus conjunct Mars, Mars conjunct Pluto, and Venus conjunct Mars. Here's our moons, moon conjunct Venus, moon conjunct Mars, moon conjunct Pluto, and moon conjunct Mercury, and moon conjunct Saturn. Thanks for joining me on World Transits today, everybody, exploring the planetary archetypes with their changing relationships. Watch World Transits at my site, Reference Astrology. Hear the audio version and audio archive at Apple Podcasts. Contact me directly at Reference Astrology for a birth chart and transit reading, where we explore the planetary archetypes. Place them on top of your chart, revealing your personal transits to see what energies are up for you.